So welcome to day 4. Is that what this is? Day 4 of this project. I don't even know, but it's at that point now where I'm kind of just wanting to get it done with. And it's not any one thing that's causing it to take longer than anything else. It's just by the time I get home from work, eat dinner and stuff, it's like 6:15. So this time of year, you only have like maybe an hour left of decent light to actually film anything. And so I want to film the process, so I can only film when I have decent light. But that being said, I went ahead and I bought 3 more bags of manure. I knew I said I wouldn't do that, but I did. I went with this evergreen. They are the ones that make the topsoil that I put down by the mailbox flower bed when I was rebuilding the flower bed, if you watched that video. And it's $2.37 a bag, whereas the black cow is $5.17 a bag. Oh, that is pure manure, and it has fertilizer on the label. This evergreen is compost and manure, so it's cheaper. I just bought 3 bags just to sort of make it, to even it up and make like a little rectangle, but I failed at that, as you can see. So now I have this open area down there, but I did also buy 3 bags of peat moss to cover up seed that's down that way that doesn't have any manure on it. But no more manure. I'm not gonna spend another dime on manure or compost or anything like that. So the next step is seed. I'm going with the Scott's Thick and Ready, or Thick and Juicy. What is this? Thick and Hearty? Thicker Lawn. Scott's Thicker Lawn is what I am using on this project. And here's the reason why I'm using this. It's because it already has soil improver in it. It is seed, it is fertilizer, and it is soil improver. It is a tall fescue mix with 3 varieties of tall fescue in it. It's got the fertilizer, which I don't care about the fertilizer all that much. It's a 911 analysis, which, I mean, this is a Scott's under the Scott's Turf Builder banner. So why don't they just use their starter fertilizer and put some starter fertilizer in this bag instead of the 911? The starter fertilizer is like a 24 or 24-1 or something like that. Because when you're putting seed down, you want that phosphorus to help establish the roots. So I don't know why they go with the 911 Scott's. Why? But anyway, the other main reason is because it's got the soil improver on it. And the soil improver on it includes gypsum, I think it's chicken manure or poultry litter is what they call it, and a feather meal. I don't know what feather meal is, but I do know that gypsum is really good for clay soils. And so if you didn't want to go this route and put down compost and manure, you can use this. There's another one from Pennington, which is called Lawn Booster, which also has soil amendments in it. And you can use this, and it will help make your soil better for retaining moisture and fertilizer and all that kind of good stuff. So on this, you don't want to use this to establish a new lawn. This is mainly for overseeding or fixing patchy areas, is what it says. And that's exactly what this is, the patchy area. There is a lot of good grass in this area when it's healthy, but it's not healthy. So you use this product. If you're doing a complete renovation and starting from scratch, I'd recommend just using pure grass seed. Or, you know, Scott's makes it, Pennington makes some, you know, and it does have like the coating on it that helps retain moisture and has a little bit of fertilizer wrapped around the seed. You would use that kind of stuff instead. But because you're just sort of overseeding, I'd use this because it's got the soil improver, so I'm curious to see how it does. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this down. It is at, this bag covers 1,200 square feet. I have just about 650 square feet. So I'll be putting down a little over half this bag in this area. And I do have a whirligig. Is that what Pete Denny called it from GCI Turf, the whirligig? But I have a Scott's whirligig, and it says put it on setting number 5. And so that's what I've done. So I'm gonna put half this bag in this hopper and get to throwing seed everywhere. That's what it looks like in the bag. You can kind of, I don't know how well I can see it on camera. There's blue pebbles in there. I'm assuming it's a fertilizer. You can see the grass seed, and it's got like a orange or red coating on it. And I'm thinking that these, similar like Milorganite, these darker bits are probably the soil improver. There's some other stuff in here. There is a little bit of weed seed, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
one thing I'd say is, you know, a lot of attention needs to be drawn to what seed you're going to use. Know what area you live in. If you're in the transition zone, warm season, cool season, just know that kind of information and then go from there. I'm in the transition zone, so pretty much anything can grow. It just depends on the time of year that we're in. I've gone with the fescue mix, but the other thing you want to be mindful of is on the back of your seed. It's kind of blown out there. There is an analysis, right? And so it is a, it's got 3 varieties of fescue in it: Endeavor 2, Duration, and Gazelle. But the other thing is you want to pay attention to the weed seed, crop seed, if there's any noxious weeds, and some inert matter. Now this bag has a lot of inert matter because it's also the soil amendments and the fertilizer, so there's not as much seed in here. The weed seed on here is only a 0.01, and it's a 0.06 on the crop seed. So that's really good for the weed seed of 0.01. Obviously you'd prefer a 0.00, which you can get if you spend a little more money getting some good quality seed. So there will be some weeds that probably pop up from this, but that's why you need to be on your weed control game. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your seed, is just pay attention to how big of the percentage of the weed seed. Obviously the more weed seed percentage is in there, you know, the more weeds you're gonna get. And yeah, so now it's on to the starter fertilizer, which I have the Scott's starter fertilizer. So for the starter fertilizer, I have Scott's starter fertilizer here. It's a bag that I had from last year's project. It is a 24-25-4 analysis, so it's good for establishing roots, and you're gonna get some good growth with that high nitrogen and a good green up. It's 3 pounds per 1,000 on this. Because I don't know why Scott's didn't just put this in the bag instead of whatever fertilizer they put on it, because there is seed in there, so you'd want a starter fertilizer. But so I'm going to apply this at the 3 pounds per 1,000. So because there's you know, just over, there's 650 square feet, I will go with probably 2 pounds. Yeah, that's 66. Yeah, 2 pounds of fertilizer for this area, and then it's just watering it in. So now the starter fertilizer is applied, I'm going to go ahead and apply some peat moss to this area that doesn't have any manure to sort of rake it in. So I'm going to cover this area with some peat moss and then take my rake and just rake in the seed and the fertilizer a little bit. And then it's just to watering. So it's actually been a few days since I recorded that last little bit. We just haven't needed a lot of water because we've had some really good rain in the last few days. So it's been getting plenty of water, but now we're supposed to have a few days with absolutely no rain. So I have some hoses hooked up, and I got this 50-foot hose that's going over to the water spigot. The main outlet, which actually is a 4-outlet timer. I'm not gonna use a timer. I'm just gonna put it on, I'll wake up in the morning about 7 o'clock, water it for a few minutes. When I get home from work, water it for a few minutes. That's all I'm gonna be able to do. The average homeowner, that's what they're gonna do unless they go ahead and buy a timer or something like that, which you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot. But I have these 2 impact sprinklers, one down there, one right here, and I'm hoping that that will give me enough coverage back and forth, and then going across the backyard to get me the amount of water that I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a quick test and see what we're looking like. definitely have this coverage going towards the fence and back, maybe 3/4 of the way down. It's taking a minute for this connection to happen. I'm thinking that hose is going to get about the same. We are losing a little bit of pressure, but I think this is actually, if anything, it will cover the whole yard and give the whole yard the water that it needs. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. My intention wasn't to do a 2-part video on this setup of this project. It's just, that's what happened. While I was editing the original footage, it was like over 30 minutes long, so I decided I didn't want one 30-minute long video, so I just break it up into 2 parts. So I wasn't trying to like pull it out, or not pull it out, like extend it out longer than it needed to be, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Have you used the Scott's thicker lawn before and had success with it? What were your struggles with it? Anything like that, just let me know. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.